It's about the cross, it's about my sin, it's about how Jesus came to be born once so that we could be born again. Hey friends, this is the song It's About the Cross, and this is in the key of F, and we actually have a chord change in the end, changing it to the key of G. So I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to simplify it for you. Make sure to stop the video. If you click on the description below, you will find the link to the chord sheet that you can print off, and it'll make a lot more sense. All right, so there are quite a few chords in this just because of, not only is it just a real fun, complex song that I'm going to simplify, but it's also a key change, like I mentioned, towards the end in the bridge. They transition to the key of G, which makes it fun and interesting and adds a little bit of depth to the song. So let's jump into it. Let's figure out what the bulk of the song is made up of. So we have F, which if we look for this group of 3 black notes, we will find F right next to it. Play every other note, and that's a F major chord, okay? Then if you just move up one set of notes, you're in the G position, and we're going to play a G minor. So this is a G, but we're going to play this minor note. We're going to make the chord minor, I should say. So it's G, B flat, D. Kind of makes this triangle shape. There you go. Okay. That's a G minor. All right, then we have a B flat. So if we move up here to the B flat position, I'm going to use probably fingers 1, 2, 5. So we have B flat, D, F. Okay, it kind of makes this curve line. Okay, B flat. Then we have a C chord. Move up one set of notes. We just have C, E, G. C major chord there. All right, and then we have a D minor. If you just move up one set of notes, you're in that D minor position. So play D, F, A. And that's it there. And then our last chord to make up the bulk of the song is our D suspended. And so what we're basically going to play is D, G, A. Kind of has this suspended sound. It moves the sound up of the chord. So there is a D sus, S-U-S. That's typically like a chord that we play in like our extended content where we teach those more complex chords, but it's really needed in this song because of the complexities of it. It's so beautiful in there. All right, so that's a D sus. All right, I'm going to play through verse 1 so you can see how those two hands are going to come together. And like I said, those chords that I just went over, those 6 chords are the bulk of this song. So I'm going to play it together so we can talk about the majority of the song, and then we'll break down the bridge and the chorus too, which has that chord change in it. All right. It's not just about the manger where the baby lay. It's not all about the angels who sang for him that day. It's not just about the shepherds or the bright and shining star. It's not all about the wise men who traveled from afar. Let's talk about how the two hands are going to come together. This is just a really great way to bring the two hands together, have a great way to kind of have a foundation to play a song. So what we're doing is this song is written in 4/4 time signature. So I use a ratio called 1-to-2 ratio. And that simply means we're going to go together, then just the right hand, together, right, together, right, together, right. Okay, so you could practice that rhythm. That'll kind of just give you a good place to start when you're chording. All right, so let's go through that verse 1. If you also notice patterns in your music, it helps to simplify things. So if you look at verse 1 and 2, they're the same. Okay, so we have this chord progression for the most part that goes F, B flat, C, and then they throw that B flat in there, but then F, B flat, C. F, B flat, C, then they throw the D minor in there. So if you see chord progressions kind of repeated over, even go through those chord progressions, moving from chord transition to chord transition in your right hand only, so that you can figure out just where you're going and get those notes of the chords formed in your fingers. So for the left hand for this whole song, we're just going to play single notes. Okay. So we're going to put pinky on F and line up our 5 fingers and keep your hand here this whole song. So when we play the F chord, we're just going to play F in the bass. Okay. G minor, we're just going to play G in the bass. B flat. We're just going to play that single note here. C to C. Okay, when that D minor comes up, I just want you to open your thumb up one note. Don't move your hand out of position. Just play that D there. Here's the D minor in our right hand. And then when we play that D sus, we're just still going to play this D single note. Okay, so that's what the left hand is doing. Back to that rhythm. Together, right, together, right, together, right, together, right. Okay, so let's work through that verse together and then we'll work into chorus 1. It's not just about here's that B flat, manger, C, where the baby, back to B flat, lay. Okay, then we repeat those 3 chords there. It's not all about the B flat, angels who, C, sang for him that day. It's F again, not just about the B flat, shepherds or the C, bright and shining. Okay, here's that D minor. We're just opening our thumb up. Star. They kind of hang out there for a while. It's B flat, not all about the F chord, wise men who. Okay, here's that G minor. It looks like this. Who traveled from a C far. All right, let's move into that chorus 1. So you're gonna see, let's see. Nope, there's not any repetition really. Let me see. I guess the second and fourth line, 2 and 4, do repeat themselves, and sometimes you do see that A-B pattern, but not particularly in this chorus. But lines 2 and 4 are the same. All right, so let's start out with that chorus 1. We start out with the F chord. It's about the cross. It's about here's C chord, sin. It's about how, B flat, Jesus came to, F chord, be born once so that, G minor, we could be born a C. Again, it's about the F chord, stone that was rolled up. Okay, here comes that D sus. That's really beautiful. Open up that D here. Way. Okay, so it goes from the sus to D minor. Okay, and then line 4 there. So that you and I could, F, have real life some. Here's that G minor. It's that triangle. Day, C. It's about the F chord. Cross, B flat, C. Okay, and then it goes into verse 2. It's not just about the presence underneath the tree. Okay, verse 1 and 2 are the same, so there's nothing new there. All right, let's take a pause here and let's introduce the chords that are going to be in the bridge and chorus 2, which is transitioning us to a chord change from F to G. Okay, so the bridge is the E flat here. Okay, so what we're going to do is single notes down here still, right hand chords. Okay, so E flat has E flat, G, B flat, and it's like this upside down triangle, if that helps. Oops, here we go. There we go, onto the G. So we have E flat, G, B flat. Makes that upside down triangle. I usually kind of try to go into the notes of the chord a little bit further up so it's easier to play those 3 notes. Okay, so there's E flat, and then the only new chord is D, major, and we have not learned this one yet in this song. So we have D, F sharp, A. Okay, makes this triangle as well. So those are the only 2 new chords in the bridge. The other ones we've gone over. The B flat and F and C. Okay, we already played those in the original part of the song. Okay, so let's take a look at the chorus. The only 3 new chords we're going to learn there is G. So we look for G, B, D, found by this group of 3 black notes. Okay, we have G chord. And then if you move up one set of notes, you're in the A minor position. So we have A, C, E. Okay, and then the only other new chord, let's see, is there E sus? Oh, E sus and E minor. Okay, so E sus is right here. E, A, B. Okay, so there's E sus, and then we have the E minor, which is E, G, B. So the difference between the E sus is just here to here, back to the E minor. It's really beautiful when you add all these chords in, and hopefully vocally I can get that chord change because it's a little bit wonky. It's so pretty when you nail it. So you might have a little bit of a trouble with that one, but you can do it. All right, so let's take a look at that chorus or the bridge together. And like I said, when you're working with more complex songs or you're adding new chords into your musical tool belt, maybe just play the right hand only and then the left hand only, and then bring the 2 hands together, or work it through sections. Just work on the verse, then work on just the chorus, then work on this chord change. Okay, baby steps. All right, so we're going to start out with that E flat, and all I'm doing here with my thumb is I'm going to keep pinky on F from that song, and I'm just going to swing up to play the E flat. Okay, you might have to move into the chord so your wrist doesn't bend too much. Okay. The beginning. Hold on. Okay, the beginning. Okay, here's that E flat. Beginning of the B flat. Story is so F. Wonderful and great, but it's the E flat again. Ending that can B flat. Save us. Save you, and that's okay. See why we sell a D chord. Braid. It's about the, here's G, cross. It's about my, move to the D, sin. It's about how, see, Jesus came to G chord. Be born once so that A minor, we could be born a D. Again, it's about God's G. Love nailed to a D. Tree. It's about, okay, see? Every drop of G. Blood that flowed from A minor. Him when it should have been D. Me, it's about the G. Stone that was rolled up. Okay, here's this E sus, and we're gonna start here. Okay, there it is. E sus. Way. Back to the E minor. So that C. You and I could G. Have real life, some A minor, day, D. So that, C, you and I could, G. Have real life, some A minor, day, D. It's about the cross. All right. So that might take you a little bit of time to develop that. But in chorus 2, lines 1 and 3 are the same. Lines 2 and 4 are the same. Okay, so there's a little bit of repetition, and then kind of those last 2 lines where they're repeating. So that you and I could have real life someday. So that you and I could have real life someday. Okay, those 2 lines repeat as well. So break it into sections, right hand, left hand, bring the 2 hands together. You can do it. All right, I'm going to play it beginning to end. You can play and sing along with me. If you find you mess up, just find your next chord, word, syllable that you can keep hopping in with me. Keep going. I'll try to be your steady rhythm a bit and keep you going when you find your mess up, because I still do. I think that's just part of the journey. All right? It's not just about the manger where the baby lay. It's not all about the angels who sang for him that day. It's not just about the shepherds or the bright and shining star. It's not all about the wise men who traveled from afar. It's about the cross. It's about my sin. It's about how Jesus came to be born once so that we could be born again. It's about the stone that was rolled away so that you and I could have real life someday. It's about the cross. It's not just about the presents underneath the tree. It's not all about the feeling that the season brings to me. It's not just about coming home to be with those you love. It's not all about the beauty in the snow I'm dreaming of. It's about the cross. It's about my sin. It's about how Jesus came to be born once so that we could be born again. It's about the stone that was rolled away so that you and I could have real life someday. It's about the cross. The beginning of the story is so wonderful and great, but it's the ending that can save you, and that's why we celebrate. It's about the cross. It's about my sin. It's about how Jesus came to be born once so that we could be born again. It's about God's love nailed to a tree. It's about every drop of blood that flowed from Him when it should have been me. It's about the stone that was rolled away so that you and I could have real life someday. So that you and I could have real life someday. It's about the cross. It's about the cross. It's about my sin. It's about how Jesus came to be born once so that we could be born again. It's about the stone that was rolled away.